France, officially the French Republic, is a hexagon-shaped transcontinental country spanning an aggregate area of 643,801 square kilometers across Western Europe and overseas regions and territories in the Americas and the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. In the modern day, France remains a great power in terms of economy, culture, military, and politics. Since the Paleolithic era, the Celtic tribes, known as the Gauls, have settled in Gaul, a region of Western Europe, encompassing present-day metropolitan France. During the 2nd and 1st centuries BC, Gaul fell under Roman rule. Following the Gallic Wars led by Julius Caesar, Gaul was divided into 5 parts: Gallia Celtica, Gallia Belgica, Gallia Cisalpina, Gallia Narbonensis, and Gallia Aquitania. Afterwards, Gaul was integrated into the Roman Empire, leading to the emergence of Gallo-Roman culture that laid the foundation of the French language. In 260 AD, a short-lived Gallic Empire was established by Roman commander Postumus, but was then retaken by Roman Emperor Aurelian in 274. In the 5th century, Gaul suffered barbarian raids and migration by the Germanic Franks, leading to the formation of the Frankish Empire, which then became the heartland of the Carolingian Empire. In 843, the Treaty of Verdun divided the empire into 3 kingdoms: West Francia, Middle Francia, and East Francia. West Francia then became the Kingdom of France in 987, which was ruled by the House of Capet. Philip II Augustus became the first French monarch to bill himself King of France. By the end of his reign, France emerged as the most powerful state in Europe. In 1328, the House of Valois succeeded to the French throne. Nearly a decade later, England and France entered the 100 Years' War, growing from disputed claims to the French throne between the English royal house of Plantagenet and the French royal house of Valois. The war ended in 1453 with the Valois victory, strengthening French nationalism and increasing the power and reach of the French monarchy. The French Renaissance in the 16th century witnessed the first standardization of the French language and the outbreak of the Italian Wars between France and the House of Habsburg. The war ended with Henry II of France signing the Treaty of Cateau-Cambrésis separately with Elizabeth I of England, and then with Philip II of Spain. In the mid-16th century, France established colonies in eastern North America, the Caribbean, and India, expanding the first French colonial empire. In 1562, the French Wars of Religion broke out between French Catholics and Protestants, or Huguenots, and ended with Henry IV's Edict of Nantes, which granted Huguenots some freedom of religion. Following the 30 Years' War, France reached its peak under the rule of Louis XIV, who expanded French overseas territories in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. However, after the 7 Years' War, France lost New France to Great Britain and Spain in the Treaty of Paris and left the kingdom in a precarious economic situation by the end of the 18th century. In 1789, financial troubles led to the convocation of the Estates General, signaling the outbreak of the French Revolution that overthrew the ancient regime and produced the Declaration of Rights of Man and of the Citizen. In 1792, the First French Republic, or Revolutionary France, was founded. A coup d'etat 7 years later changed the form of government from the Directory to the Consulate, bringing General Napoleon Bonaparte to power as First Consul of France. Under the rule of Napoleon, France won several military conflicts during the French Revolutionary Wars against Britain, Austria, Prussia, Russia, and several other monarchies. In 1804, the First French Empire was declared. Napoleon crowned himself emperor and began his massive expansion of France in Europe via what became known as the Napoleonic Wars, a series of major global conflicts against European states formed into various coalitions, extending French influence to much of Western Europe. Austria, Russia, Denmark, Norway, and Prussia had been browbeaten into becoming allies. Only the United Kingdom remained fully beyond his reach. However, Napoleon's defeat in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815 marked the end of the First French Empire and the beginning of the Bourbon Restoration. After the death of Napoleon, The country was politically unstable but economically strong. In 1848, following the February Revolution, the Second Republic was established with Louis Napoleon Bonaparte as the president, who initiated the Second French Empire and proclaimed himself Emperor Napoleon III from 1852. In 1870, after its defeat in the Franco-Prussian War against the North German Confederation, the Second French Empire collapsed, paving the way for the French Third Republic. During the late 19th century, the Third Republic established many French colonial possessions, including French Indochina, French Madagascar, French Polynesia, and large territories in West Africa. By the 20th century, the French colonial empire became the world's second largest colonial empire.